Welcome back, minions. When we last left off, we had just defeated the Twin Titania and got all the enemies in this castle here. So now we're able to head out into the Void. So the Void is the best place to gain ability points for your characters, but unfortunately you can't gain any experience in the Void. The enemies don't give experience, but they give a lot of ability points, so it's a good place to master your job, so we don't have to worry about that, because between episodes, I maxed out all my jobs, or the 4 jobs that I'm allowed to use, and I did it by grinding on the Iron Giants, so I gained quite a few levels there. All my characters are level 50 now, and like I said, have maxed out the 4 jobs that they're allowed to use. So I put them in the classes that I think they look the neatest in. So like RASAR, I think, is the coolest looking Dragoon, so he's a Dragoon. I like Lenna as a monk, Krile is the ninja, and Faris is the summoner. So, and their secondary abilities will rotate depending on who the enemy I'm fighting is. So quite a few new enemies here in the thing. As you notice, they give money but no experience, so you can also steal quite a few good items from some of these enemies. Most importantly, maybe later on, if I'm gonna do some try to take on the optional bosses, I'll probably want to steal a dragon spear. You can get them from these crystal dragons, and against the other super boss Omega, I think they say bone mail is pretty good against him. So I may want to try to steal them. You can steal them off another enemy here called the Necromancer. So, but I'll probably do that, like I said, off screen. Obviously I'll do it off screen, if I decide to, do some, grinding. So, even though we don't have thieves in this, playthrough, we do have the thief knife that we can use to, occasionally steal things. So, I know we've done that before, So behemoths typically have, really strong physical attacks, so you want to put up your earthen wall to block them. So, weak against water. It appears that when you use a summon against them or magic against them, very similar to Final Fantasy IV, they will counter with a really strong attack. In Final Fantasy IV, they countered with Maelstrom, which takes your character down to like single-digit hit points. This one looks like they counter with Meteor, so knocked out Krile there. But like I said, it's not about experience now, and we don't have to worry about job points because the only 4 jobs we're allowed to use we've maxed out. So, but hey, we saw our good friend Gilgamesh here. And we're going to encounter Gilgamesh twice, and I believe this can only happen if you fight him in Exdeath's castle at the end of World 2, because remember, at the end, in that battle, he got summoned to the Rift, or exiled to the Rift. So, here he is. The main reason to fight these battles, they're kind of just scripted, is to steal the Genji equipment. So, we were able to steal 2 pieces of Genji equipment earlier, the Genji gauntlets earlier, and the Genji helm. Here we'll be able to get the, the Genji shield, and later on we'll be able to get the Genji armor, so. But he's not really an enemy, so he basically sees us, he recognizes who we are, he's like, he attacked us only because he thought we were a monster, because there's all these bad monsters in this area, and he was scared, and he saw us and he just kind of panicked. But now he sees who we are and he's like, oh, okay, it's nobody bad. And he asks us how we got in here, and we basically tell him, well, there's a exit the way we came. So he's gonna thank us. We still have to do some damage to him, though, to get this fight to be over with. But, like I said, you're really in no danger in this fight. So, he'll just go through his spiel here, and then eventually he will leave. So, like I said, yeah, this is probably just there to get, the Genji equipment, basically. Genji equipment is basically one of the more powerful It might actually be the most powerful armor in the base game, besides the bone mail, but it doesn't have any of the negatives that the bone mail has. So, but once again, we really can't use it. So, it's basically heavy armor. So, like your characters, like the Dragoon, the Knights can use it, but I guess theoretically I could have, well, I could have stole the Genji shield and the Genji armor later, the Genji shield here, but the other pieces of equipment, the helmet and the gauntlets, I didn't have the Thief's Knife back then, because those were from encounters at Gilgamesh in World 2, so. So, to transport between areas in here, we step on those, like, runic symbols, and they teleport us around, so. Another new enemy here, looks like the Dome Chimera. Like the Dome Chimera, weak to water, so we'll be throwing a bunch of our water skeins here. There's quite a few enemies in this area that have the water weakness. So. There's the Wonder Wand there. I did do a little setup with that. What the Wonder Wand does is, well, I'm just talking here. It basically, you can use it when you attack with it. It has no attack power, but it does a random, well, not a random spell. It does a spell. It starts with white magic, and then it goes through the black magics in the following order here. It goes Cure, Poison, Removal, Silence, Protect, Mini, Cure 2, Raise, Confuse, Blink, Shell, Insuna, Curaga, Reflect, Berserk, Arise, Holy, Dispel. And that's all the white magic. Then it goes into the black magic. And I'll read that off when I get some time here in a new battle. And then once it goes through all the black magic, it'll go back to the white magic. So there's the Necromancer. Those are the ones you can steal the bone mail from. But the black magic goes Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Poison, Sleep, Toad, Fire 2, Blizzard 2, Thunder 2, Drain, Break, Bio, Fire 3, Blizzard 3, Thunder 3, Flare, Death, and then Osmos. And then it repeats. I used it up until I got to the Berserk spell. And that's kind of just prepping for a future battle with one of the optional bosses, that Shinryu. So he has a bunch of attacks, magical attacks, and kind of difficult, but whatchamacallit, what you can do is you can berserk him, and then he'll only use physical attacks. So my goal is maybe berserk him, and then rely on Golem to maybe absorb hits, and also maybe go back and fight a whole bunch of those Tonberries back in Istory Falls, because you can get whatchamacallit from them. You can get Mirage Vests. So I might also have to fight like the Guild Total, where I use image on everybody to help improve survivability. So, but we'll see how it goes. So Omega, not sure how I'm gonna deal with him. I think of breaking rods on him, but we'll see when we get there. So, but luckily you don't have to defeat those bosses just to beat the game. So we only have to worry about Exdeath. So, but it'd be nice in the Fiesta to be able to say you've beaten all the optional bosses with limited capability. So, and some of those optional bosses are actually pretty easy if you have all your jobs maxed out, and there's certain strategies, but to take care of them. But yeah, no, we don't have all those abilities, so because we're limited. So now that chest there, that's where Shinryu is. When you open that chest, you get the Ragnarok. Is the strongest knight sword in the game, but like I said, you have to beat Shinryu to get it. So here's the crystal dragons. You can get the dragon lance off of them, and that does extra damage against the dragons. So that might be good to get for RASAR. It's non-elemental, so some enemies here absorb holy, so you won't heal them, and it'll do extra damage to dragons like Shinryu. So a typical thing when fighting Shinryu is have 4 freelancers with the jump ability, and they'll inherit the ninja's dual wielding. So you basically have everybody with 2 dragon spears, and then they jump, and when they land on Shinryu, they're pretty much going to take him out in that one round, or you might have to jump, well, you have to jump again, because he has a little over 50,000 hit points, but you're basically doing the max damage, 9,999 times 4, so then a 5th jump will, you know, take him out, so that's an easy way to take care of him, but like I said, we don't have that option, so boo. But I'm going to try to come up with a strategy to take him out, minions, don't worry. That's what Princess Sarissa's going to do, she's going to try to beat it, so. But yeah, as you see, we're getting a lot of ability points, not that they matter, but well, using up all our high potions, but that's okay, because we don't have much longer to go. If you've been keeping track of those lieutenants that we've been taking out from Exdeath, you'll know there's only 1 left. We defeated 6 already, and the final one is going to be guarding a save point, very similar to how the Azul Mage guarded the save point in the castle. So here we got some annoying enemies. They look like those crystal seals, the crystals. They absorb all magic, so we'll use just the Mega Flare because that's non-elemental. And they have really good physical evade. Instead, they only had like 3 hit points, but the point is they avoid most of your attacks, so you really can't hit them physically. So you're gonna have to rely on something like non-elemental, like a bomb or someone to take care of them. So, but we got that. So, woohoo! We're getting really lucky. We're running into most of the monsters in here. So, there is one monster that's kind of rare. The mover monster, so we may have to, you know, fight a few battles to get that, but we got into another crystal dragon fight there. And here we are now. We kind of know we're at the end here when you start seeing these roots appear. Remember, Exdeath was, you know, basically a tree, so he's kind of like absorbing the power of the void, so he's starting to appear in the void. So we got this green light, and here's the last lieutenant, Necrophobe. And we have to defeat him to get the save point. So now he starts out with these 4 barriers. You're not allowed to, you can't hurt him at all until all 4 barriers are destroyed. Luckily they're not too tough. What they mainly do is they'll bounce spells off of themselves. And they'll start with the really tough ones like Holy Flare, and then they'll work their way progressively down. Do the thing, they'll start using some of the like level 3 elementals, so I'm gonna try to take them out as quick as possible. This is where multi-targeting summons like Bahamut are really good. So just concentrate on all of them, take them out, and then once we take out all 4 of the barriers, then Necrophobe, he becomes vulnerable. So, Necrophobe, when his stats come up, you'll notice he has a lot of hit points, but the good thing about Necrophobe is he's weak to all elements, so he takes basically double damage from, you know, any elemental attacks from him. So if you have, like, you know, ice swords, ice spears, or, you know, the fire skeins, or, you know, even your elemental summons or your black magics or rods to break them, he'll take a lot of damage from it, so yeah, he's like, oh no, my invincible barriers, and you've left me with no choice. And he's going to just attack us here. So he's pretty magical in nature. He tried to hit us with things, but yeah, see, he's kind of weak, so we'll be able to chew up through most of these hit points. However, the battle is like really long, so what'll end up happening is well, I won't spoil it, but let's just cut down his 44,000 hit points, and oh man, we're blind here, so that's not very good. Now, everyone's gonna be missing their attacks. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to use some eye drops. There we go. Good thing we stocked up. We don't need to have to worry about being blinded with Mega Flare, though. Nope. Uh-oh. Gonna have to use, once again, like bosses, though, they don't give any experience, so it's okay if, you know, we can't revive, Krile there. I think she has the bone mail on her, so... Oh, why couldn't you use death on Krile? The bone mail would have healed her. Oh well. RASAR's doing quite a big damage with each of his jumps. So, that evil magic. The death and now all the blinding and weaknesses. Oof. Well, got our defenses up, so... Alright, critical hits are good. But yeah, after we deal enough damage to him, then Gilgamesh appears! And he basically says it like, hey, you know, hey, I can't cut and run, you know. Now, you notice he has no, hit points there. He's basically just going to, fight, necrophobia there. They're gonna have a little fight, and while they're fighting, that's when you can steal the Genji armor off of, Gilgamesh. So, yeah, basically at this point, the battle is won. All you have to do is just, you know, if you want, try to steal the Genji armor off of Gilgamesh, so... But yeah, Gilgamesh and Necrophobe, they're gonna just fight it out, and we're just going to try to get everybody back on their feet. I think Krile, like I said, has the bone mail, so... Yeah, these folks, they just talk, and they'll have their little fight, so... Oh, I guess Krile doesn't have the bone mail. But, yeah, Gilgamesh will give his little advice to all of us. You know, he says something unique to each of us. Something he's noticed mainly about our character. He mentions that he respects Krile's grandfather. He tells Faris that she should be more ladylike. Quit being a pirate. But being a pirate is fun. So, Lenna, he tells her, you know, to keep being, like, kind to animals and stuff like that. And I think RASAR, he just says, you know, like, I've come to respect you, and I appreciate, you know, the bond that we've had, you know, as rivals on the battlefield. So, good old Gilgamesh's final little speech here. Gilgamesh, of course, he becomes so popular in this game that he actually becomes like a reoccurring character in a lot of other future Final Fantasy games. He doesn't appear in 6, but the re-release of 6 for the Game Boy Advance, they have him as an optional summon, so he appears in the remake of it, and I know he appears in 8. He appears in 8, and those are the only Final Fantasies that I've played. I've played 1 through 8, but then I've also heard that he makes appearances in some of the other ones, some of the later ones. So, which I guess, you know, makes sense because he, like I said, became so popular. But unfortunately, he takes Necrophobe out here, and at the cost of his own life, he uses that blue magic spell Exploder, which does massive damage to the caster, but basically does pretty much max damage to the person it damages. So, but now we've unlocked our final save point. We're gonna lay down our cottage and save our game and look at Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue and see what their goal is: to transform the neglected, abused, unwanted, abandoned into the loved, sheltered, happy, and content. So, worthy charity. That's why I'm trying to raise some money for that charity playing this game. So, if you'd like, I've included a video link in the description, and we'll see another little video for them a little bit later. But now we just gotta find that mover enemy here. So, and the mover is the they come in like groups of 3. They're these little like look like little tennis balls or marbles. Here they are, and weak against fire, so we'll throw flame scrolls at them. But they don't stick around too long. So after a while, they're going to, you know, run away. So if you want to get all the ability points that they give and all the money they give, we're gonna have to take them out as quick as possible. So yeah, each one, if we defeat all 3 of them there, we'll get 150,000 gil. That's basically 3 elixirs we can buy back at the Mirage. So it's just a matter of just going all out, attacking on them, and hopefully you defeat them all before they run away. And if you do, you'll get a whole bunch of ability points. So here we go. We get all that money and almost 200 ability points. So yeah, wow. If you thought the magic pots gave a lot of ability points, wow. Nothing compared to the movers there. So. Alrighty, and now we pretty much have encountered all the regular enemies in the game. All we have left is those few optional bosses. So I set up my party here. Gonna give everybody the Hermes shoes. And we're gonna be going after Mr. Exdeath now. So Exdeath's gonna be a multi part boss. So go. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's head into the final teleporter here. And then we're gonna have like kind of a pretty big cutscene here where we kind of confront Exdeath. So let's head on this hallway here, and here he is, Mr. Exdeath. And he's like, well, you're too late. I've already, you know, basically absorbed the power of the void. And I guess you can see that he started about absorbing the power of the void because you know, the little tree things are popping up around here in the previous area. So, but of course, like all villains, he has to gloat. He can't just, you know, attack us head on. He has to gloat and be like, I am all powerful, blah, blah, blah. And then he's going to show us some of that power, which unfortunately, rather than demoralize us, it just encourages us more to, you know, want to beat him up and, you know, defeat him and save the world from his tyranny. So, much like when he first touched the void, he's going to show off by sucking up some towns, some of the remaining towns into the void. So, there goes Castle Ball. That's where, you know, Gallup and Krile are from. Sucking them up into the void. And there goes the pirates. Oh no! Can't hurt the pirates. There's Boko and Coco there. Coco's gonna have babies. Boo! Here's with the lab where I sit in mid-R. Gonna get pulled into the void too. So yeah, if you're a villain, what's that? There's that old thing like the 100 rules for villains, and yeah, this one should be on there. Like, don't show off your power. Just take care of the heroes and don't encourage them, you know, by being super evil. So he's gonna try to suck up us into the void, and he basically succeeds. So guess that's the game. We end up losing. Oh no. No, we haven't lost yet. That wouldn't be a good way to end the game. Nope. We are going to get the help of previous companions and people that we've met through the game. So as you saw there, you may have missed it, but Dragoon, RASAR's father, he swung by. So yeah, the 4 people who sealed Exdeath originally, the Warriors of Dawn, they're going to come back and help us out. So there's Dragoon, RASAR's father. And there's Lord Kelger, King Azizat, and of course, Krile's grandfather, Gallup. Yay! The Dawn Warriors. And they are going to lend us their power. So, they're going to prevent us from being sucked up into the void. And they're going to say, while we hold off the void, you're going to defeat Exdeath. So, of course, that's what we're going to do. So, they come back and they come out here. That void that was sucking us up, they dispel it. And now it's up to us to defeat Exdeath. And he tries to do this again, but hey, now it's Lenna and Faris' father. He comes in and helps us too. Luckily though, we do not have to fight Exdeath immediately right now, so if you can go back and save. But we're just going to end right here and come back in our next video where we finally take on Exdeath. But first, let's look at another commercial about what Rabbit and Small Animal Rescue takes on. Yep, they take on animal cruelty and help transform those animals into loved animals. And it's a very, like I said, worthy charity. So if you would like to contribute, I've included a link in the video description to their homepage where you can make a PayPal donation. Thanks for following. Bye!